Hello people, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. I hope that you are well. I've just read a little story which I'm going to kind of recount to you that gives a really important life lesson. It's quite long to actually read, so I'm going to kind of condense it for you. So, here it goes. It was this businessman that was traveling in his new powerful Jaguar motor car. And he got into this kind of urban area where there were a lot of cars and a lot of houses. And because it was a new car and because it was powerful and fast, he disregarded the speed limit and drove down this road at speed. And in the distance he sees these kids playing and he decides he was going to slow down because these kids could dart out in the road pretty easily and very quickly, and he would not have time enough to stop. Or they could be playing with a soccer, football kind of thing, and it could go in the street and therefore cause an accident of sorts. So he slows down. And feeling quite happy and pleased that he's in control of his car, he continues on. The next minute, he just hears this loud thumping noise as if something struck this brand new, powerful, very expensive Jaguar motor car. Annoyed and angry, he decided to get out and deal with this matter in a very adult kind of way, and he slams his brake on and he gets out only to notice that there was a brick that was thrown at the car, denting the door. And in a matter of rage, he decided he was going to shout at these kids, being so irresponsible and not really understanding the worth of what this car is. I mean, how would they know? They're just kids and they don't really understand that cars are expensive. They didn't even understand that this could have caused him to run into other cars because they're just children. And as he slams his door, he noticed this little kid with tears in his eyes. And he starts yelling at this kid, "What the heck do you think you're doing? Throwing stones at expensive cars? Don't you understand it's going to cost me lots of money to get this door fixed? Where are your parents? Let me go address this with them," he shouts at this kid. Undeterred, the young man, with tears in his eyes, without batting an eyelid, he just says, "Sir, I'm sorry for throwing the stone at your car. I simply did not know what else to do." As he walks up to the man and he takes him by the hand and he walks around the car and he says, "That's my brother." And now the adult man looks very angrily but seemingly more in control now at a disturbing sight. And what he now sees is a young kid about 6 or so in a wheelchair on the floor, fallen over. And his older brother says, "I'm not strong enough to pick him up. He's too heavy for me. I need help to pick him up so we can go on our way." And with a huge sense of guilt and shame at his sudden outburst at this young kid, the young man now has persuaded him to do something regarding his brother. And the older man now goes and lifts this young boy and his wheelchair up into the correct position. And the brother says, "Thank you, God bless you," and goes on his way. And as the story goes, the old man with his powerful sports car chose not to fix the door. And as stated in the story, he chose to do so because he learnt a valuable lesson that day. And it is simply this: life is too short. Why race through it? Why must someone throw a stone at you to catch your attention in order to help someone? And that, my friend, is just the story in a very condensed way. And I want to discuss this with you. And here are my thoughts. It's a few things here I want to draw your attention to. Number one is life is short. We might be born today and there's no guarantee as to how long we're going to live on this earth. All we know is when our time is up, our time is up. And in that time frame that we are alive on this planet, we need to make the most of life. You cannot add a single minute to your life. That is a fact. So whilst life is busy, it doesn't mean you've got to be busy. It would be better if you were busy being helpful rather than just being busy being a busybody. So utilize your time. Time is the only commodity that you never ever get back. And whilst we have time, make time to help others. While you have time, make time to work on yourself. Whilst you have time, make time to enjoy the beauty of what this world has to offer us. Have a look at some of the playlists that I have on this channel. There's some amazing pictures, animals, scenery. This planet is beautiful. Make time to appreciate the finer things in life. Here's the other thing. This man was so obsessed with his car, with his status. Look what I've achieved. Look at what I can do. And he never for a minute considered a young boy, crippled, in a wheelchair, needing help. And isn't it true that in today's society we get blindsided by stuff? We get blindsided by materialistic things. We get blinded by status and achievements. We get blinded by all of these. And yet, the important thing in life is not stuff, but relationships. Quality relationships. These things are far more important than an old fancy watch, a massive car, powerful car, big house, these kind of things, expensive jewelry and art. The reality is we don't need them. We want them. So whilst the man was blinded by his achievement in life, he missed the point of helping people. Another lesson, at the slightest thing. Now I understand that repairing a car's door is expensive. But he lost his temper before he knew what was going on. Before he knew. And how stupid did he feel afterwards? And here's the lesson. My friend, before you lose your temper, before you go into a state of rage, make sure you understand why you are getting yourself in a place of rage. You see, so many people have these emotional knee-jerk reactions. They see half of something or a quarter of something, and then they draw this erroneous conclusion that they know everything, and then they overreact by, oh, look at me, I'm adult, I'm not in control of my emotions kind of behavior. And my friend, what I'm trying to say here is, Be in charge of you. Be in charge of your emotions. Be in charge of your thought. Be in charge of your heart. Be in charge of what you say. Be in charge of what you hear, see and do. Your legs, where you go. Be in charge. That's an important thing. You see, as adults, we are the role models to children. Or young people even. Because most of them don't even have a clue what's going on. So when people see that you are out of control emotionally, let's pretend, they think it's okay. Well, it's not. So before we react and overreact, we need to understand how to act, how to react, and the reasons why we choose to react in the choices that we make at that point in time. It's an informed choice. That's the other lesson. Be in control of at least yourself. Another important lesson is this young man, undeterred. In spite of the barrage of foul language and anger, this young man just stood his ground. And my friend, what's important here is, regardless of the external input and stimulus that we find in this world today, we look at the media, social media, peer groups, friends, all these things, they are external. We need to know why we want to say and do what we want to say and do, and we need to stand our ground. That too is a skill that has been eroded over time through choice. And for those who know how to stand their ground, they are the assertive, they are strong, because they're not persuaded by every whim. And this young man, according to the story, had it. So how do you know who you are? Well, ask yourself some tough questions. I have 3. Who are you? What are you about? What motivates you? Them are my 3. And once you understand who you are, you know where you stand at least. Well, at least, I hope you do. I can do some series on metaphors here, but there's another man called Andrew Austin that is far better than me, that's for sure. But know where you stand. Know that you're standing on your legs, solid ground. This young man showed this older man, I know why I'm stopping you. You're out of control. I need your help. And humbly he takes this man to show him his brother, showing the importance of family, showing the importance of relationship, showing the importance of humility. And it is at that point that the adult learned how guilt and shame feels like. And this young man knew the sense of pride and achievement. It's ironic in its contradictions in terms of behavior. These two people descending at the same time, one needing the other's help. The means was maybe not that good, but he did what he could. And then finally, the adult learns life is too short. Material things don't matter. The sad thing is here, my friend, is he learnt it too late, but he learnt it nonetheless. And my friend, that's all I want to say to you today. I know it's been a bit of a funny one today, but it doesn't matter. Find out who you are. Stand up. Be counted. Know who you are. Be in charge of you. Life's too short. It's not about stuff. It's about people. It's about relationships. Don't be blindsided by external stimulus. They just get in the way in any case. Focus on you whilst we have time. Your days are numbered. And that's what I want to say to us today. Make the most out of all these lessons, because there are a few. And let's become more like this young man who's trying to help his brother. and not like the adult who had to be taken to school by a kid to learn what's really important in life. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I enjoyed reading it. It brings a sense of humility, at least to me it does, to keep me focused on what's really, really, really important. And that is the lesson for today. At least for me it was. And I hope you have learned something from it too. If you have, please say so in the comments. Please tell all your friends and your family. Share, subscribe, like, tell everybody. Do the old thumbs up as well, please. For now, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. I'll speak to you soon.